JHXC is a sellout.
So when it comes to general computer stuff like, Krunker map making or YouTube or college stuff, right? I do it all on a Windows laptop, right? And it's not exactly a beast, but it is more than capable of doing what I needed to do. And yeah, it has Windows on it. A lot of computers have Windows, alright? Say what you want about Windows and how Linux is apparently better in every way except for what it can actually run. Or say how Mac OS is more streamlined, which, yeah, it would be nice if I could actually run it on a computer that wasn't overpriced as hell. But yeah, my computer has Windows, a lot of computers have Windows, and yeah. But even then, in the Krunker community, having Windows is a flex, apparently. Because for what I can tell, a lot of Krunker players are playing on Chromebooks for some reason, alright? And for those who don't know, Chromebooks are these, I guess, laptop/tablet hybrid computers that they don't have Windows, alright? But instead they have Chrome OS. And Chrome OS is an operating system that is based entirely on the Chrome browser. Like almost exclusively, alright? You can run Android apps on it apparently, but pretty much everything else that you're gonna get on a Chromebook is tied to Chrome and or other Google stuff, alright? You can't run Steam games, you can't run Epic Game Store games, you can't run, work stuff like Creative Cloud applications or Microsoft Office. Can you run Microsoft? I don't know, I really don't. And I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Do not buy a Chromebook, alright? Parents, do not buy a Chromebook for your kids. Schools, do not buy Chromebooks for the kids, alright? Don't buy a Chromebook, alright? They're not worth it, alright? I know they're oftentimes cheap, like, $200, $300, but not only are they underpowered, but Chrome OS makes them useless, so they're not worth it, alright? You can get a Windows laptop or a Windows computer for around the same price, and they theoretically can do a lot more than a Chromebook. But even though I and a lot of people are saying to not get a Chromebook and instead get a Windows computer, people still have Chromebooks because, yeah, Chromebooks are enticing to younger people and for people who really just need a basic computer, right? Because they're cheap, they're not super crazy, and they're, I guess, easy to use. And so, yeah, a lot of people do end up having Chromebooks even if they should be using a Windows computer. And since Krunker is a browser game, and Chrome, which Chrome OS is based on, is a browser, and Krunker was originally built to run specifically on Chrome, games like Krunker are really the only kind of games that can be playing on Chromebooks, right? The .io games like Agario or Slitherio. And as such, it really isn't a shocker that a lot of people are playing on Chromebooks. And from what I can tell, Krunker runs on Chromebooks. Like, at least it runs, so there's that. But they don't run particularly well, which, when you're dealing with a low-powered computer, that's just something you have to deal with. But then again, Krunker does run at lower settings, which is more than enough, alright? The fact that Krunker is at all able to run on Chromebooks at a semi-playable frame rate, that's fine, alright? I really don't have a problem with people playing on Chromebooks, right? Even though I hate Chromebooks and I personally wouldn't recommend them at all, I really don't have anything against you if you have a Chromebook, alright? I literally designed my recent Saucer Labs game to run on a Chromebook, assuming you have enough RAM. Where I have an issue with this, and not a lot of people are saying this, but it's enough people saying it that it's getting on my nerves, is that a lot of people are angry at the game for not running smoothly and solidly on Chromebooks. Like, there's this one kid, and this is what prompted me to make this video, right? There's this one kid that I remember on the Almighty Krunker subreddit, and he was arguing that everyone who plays the game, regardless of whether on a Chromebook or like the latest RTX 3080 computer, should have their computer locked at 60 FPS. And that's because players with 200 FPS are, according to him, cheating. Which, where do I even start? Let me make myself clear. I get it, alright? Playing on a low-spec computer, any game on it, alright? I used to have an old Vista computer. It's a struggle, and I get it. And I do have respect for people who can do it. But that's the reality of it. Most of the time, if your computer can't run it at the lowest settings, that's not really the game's fault. That's not really the dev's fault. Your computer just sucks. I know it sucks that you may not be able to buy a new computer because you might be a kid or you might be down on your times. I mean, let's be real. And I get it, alright? If you can't afford a new computer and that's your only option, it sucks. But at the same time, that's not the dev's problem. That's not the game's problem. If your computer can't run the software or the game, which Krunker isn't really that hard to run, to be honest, even if it is unoptimized at times, it isn't that hard to run. And if your computer is having troubles running it, then sucks to suck, alright? That's how PC gaming has worked for pretty much since the beginning. Since Doom, alright? Since before I was alive. And also, having a higher frame rate in a game is not cheating, okay? The higher FPS does give an advantage, but it's barely an advantage. Like, it just makes you a little more responsive. Hacks, like actual legit hacks, like wall hacks or aimbot and stuff, that is cheating. Having a good computer is not, alright? I know you can debate me all you want on that, but that's the stance I'm taking, alright? Higher FPS is not cheating. And pretty much my biggest issue beyond that with Chromebook warriors, as I like to dub them, are when they bitch at me, like specifically me, about my maps, alright? Because my maps are generally very, very big and oftentimes loaded, according to who you ask. And yeah, they obviously take a lot of beef to run. And these kids who are running on Chromebooks, alright, because they can't play the maps, they automatically say that they suck because they can't run them, alright? First off, see above. Second, I'm trying. There really aren't that many options in terms of optimization in the Krunker editor. You can, disable faces and stuff, and you can have less particles, and you can even convert a map into a model and then just have that instead of having all these objects. Yeah, sure. But higher object counts always equal less FPS, regardless on what those objects are. And as much as you probably don't believe me here when I say this, but a lot of those maps like Parkour Odyssey or Archipelago or really any of the games I made, they are really as optimized in terms of object count as they can be for what they are. I'm really trying my best, alright? Just chill, please. Stop being angry. Nah, I know that's hard to ask, alright? I'm angry all the time, but I don't care, just please. So yeah, a lot of people are angry at me because my maps don't run on their Chromebooks. And yeah, I understand that my maps can be unoptimized at times, and yeah, Odyssey is a perfect example of that, but at the same time, it really isn't my fault, alright? Krunker editor is hard to optimize with. And yeah, I know this is kind of a weird video to make, but I just felt like saying something about this because I've had this on my mind for a while. Sorry for wasting everyone's time. Bye.